Hello, I'm Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters, and welcome to Vape AM. This morning, the OBS V tank. The Cloud Wars are underway here, and we're just racing all the way to the top or the bottom, I don't know. But there is a new king of super clouds here, and we're going to come back and talk about this. And I have a minor criticism for the industry, too, a little warning. So stick around, and I'll review this for you. Vape AM, OBS V tank. Oh yeah. I love my intro. Good morning, y'all. I'm Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters. Hello to everybody in chat. This is our live Wednesday morning show where we wake up and do reviews and talk to you guys. We do all kinds of stuff. Today, I'm going to review the OBS V tank. It's the latest in a series of greater and greater, huger sized airflow tanks. And I'm vaping it here at 6 volts on my Noisy Cricket too. It's regulated right now. It's 0.15, so I won't run this unregulated. But these coils you can run as high as you like. I've had them running on my Maxo Quad at 240 watts. I've had them running on my DNA 200 at 200 watts. I've had them running on my Noisy Cricket at 6 volts, quite a bit. In fact, you can run them as high as you like. One of the things I've got to say before I start this entire thing is that this is kind of silly. I mean, honestly, I want all of you just to remember that I'm not judging. It's okay to vape any way you feel like you need to vape, but I feel like there is a race right now for greater and greater airflow in these things and consuming more and more e-liquid, and I don't understand why. I want all of the manufacturers and all the consumers out there, I want you guys to ask yourself, where are we headed with this? I mean, giant tubs. I know that we see memes that are hilarious all the time. People have like giant tanks. That's not a joke. Why? Ask yourselves why. So I call for an end to this. This is the limit. This is a good tank. I'm going to review it here. But there's no reason. We don't actually know the science for certain yet about how much exposure is good or bad for you in vape. We barely know the science about just doing mouth to lung vaping. So it's absolutely ludicrous to claim that you're here to help people quit smoking and to stop cancer, and then to be vaping on something like this most of the time. I mean, it's just silly. Like if you're practicing cloud comps, I get it, but otherwise there's not a real reason to go through this such vape. The flavor isn't better than my Conqueror Mini. But I'm going to do the review here proper, and I just wanted to have a little lecture there. It's just a little point I wanted to make, and that is that there's kind of no point to this, and I encourage you guys in the replay and in the comments to make your comments too and tell me what you guys think about that. Most of the people I know, even who are cloud comp guys, use like a Conqueror Mini or a Petri RTA or a dripper even sometimes, or an avocado. And when they're doing cloud comps, of course they're going for big clouds and stuff, and even then they use RDAs. So there's just a limited reason for this, I think, except for it just seems like a dick measuring contest to me, and I just don't do that at all. This is about quitting smoking, about harm reduction, and about not smoking. So there, I've said that. So the V tank. Let me do a little bit of a desk view, and I'll show you guys a little bit more close up what this is. It's a cool tank. It has the coolest drip tip, maybe in the history of drip tips ever. Look at that. You guys love that? It's got gigantic airflow. It's a little bit smaller than an actual TFV8, and it has the OBS side fill. I want to thank Van Gogh Vapes for sending humongous amounts of e-liquid for us to test the subohm tanks. I went through about 120 mils of juice on this since last Friday, actually. Come on, focus, fool. But it has the side fill, which I really agree is cool. And so it's kind of cool. I got my TFV8 full-size one here just to compare it with for you, and it is actually a little bit smaller, and it's quite a bit lighter too, so that's kind of a nice bonus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the box and give you guys a good look at all this stuff. There isn't too much in the box, but what's cool is that what they send is absolutely necessary, of course. So the box is pretty nice, actually. All of OBS's boxes look basically sort of the same design. They've got a really good graphic design with a picture of the actual tank on the front. It's an OBS. This is a clear miser. There's no RBA for this deck or for this tank. Scratch and Sniff comes in black, stainless, and gold. It comes with the long drip tip, which you know that I absolutely adore. Those of you who watch us on Instagram /JuicyJonesHQ, please follow us there. see this drip tip all the time. I love it. I wish it worked with other tanks. I'll get to that in a second. And it comes with 3 coils and a spare glass, which is great. Let me just open this up. And I'll show you guys. I'll set that aside. So it comes with a manual, which I'll look at, and it comes with, obviously, the small drip tip came with it in the package with a spare glass, which is always super nice. You know how much I bitch about people who don't send spare glass. I hate that, guys. And the cool drip tip was here, and then these other 2s. And I've got an extra 10 here to show you guys. I used up the first one, but it comes with coils that are a quad coil, which is this one. Come on now, baby. You can focus. You can focus if you want to. You can focus your friends behind. Anyway, there it is. There's a quad coil. It comes with an 8 coil, which I have in here now. And the quad coil is labeled quite clearly. It says 120 to 260 watts, best 140 to 240. So I never got 240 out of this one. I can never get the quad coil to go up higher than about 140 watts or so, but for whatever reason. The 6 coil works very well, and it's also labeled very well. And I'm going to take this apart for you guys. It says on there 0.15, 50 to 265 watts. And I've been vaping this one at about 180 to 225 watts. And this new 10 coil, which I threw away the other one, I used it all up. It's the first one I used. 60 to 100 watts, best 70 to 90 watts. Okay, so I'm going to take this thing apart and I'll show you guys how it disassembles and stuff. I cleverly emptied it before we did this. It comes with a really nice manual that shows all of the relevant parts of the device. So it names everything, points at everything, tells you how to screw and unscrew everything and how to fill it and everything. It's interesting with clearamizers, you know, sometimes they skimp in the manual because you really don't need much of a manual for a clearamizer, but it shows you all the parts, shows you how to use it, and that's pretty nice. It's fairly simple. And I love this drip tip. One thing, the first thing you'll notice about these drip tips is that the drip tips don't work on any atomizers except this. So I'm sad to say that the drip tip is not a normal 510 atomizer, and it's not a Kennedy size. So unfortunately, you can't use this with your goon. That's exactly what I wanted to do. It has the side port fill, which I really like this. Everyone really likes this. What the hell? It's half the reason why OBS's entire line is good this way. They took the same kind of idea from Limitless, from what they did, and applied it to all of their tanks. And of course, this thing will never focus. It comes with rubber bands and O-rings, of course, which you'll be glad to know. I lost the bag of O-rings. Not lost, but I used up half of them and put them aside. I can't remember where they are. The thing is very simple, which I really like. And interestingly enough, you guys may not know, these are TFV8 coils. Do you guys recognize these? TFV8 coils fit in here. So I've been running SMOC coils and OBS coils in this thing for about a month now. And they all work just fine. In fact, I'll put this SMOC quad in here. And there's quite a bit more air than in the original TFV8. They stress that they make no claim that these are compatible, but I've screwed them in, they work. The RBA base does not work. It's the 510 of this thing. It's pretty weak. But you can replace these with SMOC coils, and they work. Like I said, like I said, the RBA base fits in there. It just doesn't work at all because the 510 just won't connect. Oh, what do we say we're going to do? We're going to put in a new 10 coil. So this is 5 dual coils meant to be vaped at about 60 to 80 watts. Yeah. I'm going to use enormous amounts of Ichigo. This is fresh Japanese apple from Van Gogh Vapes. And I'm going to just prime these coils with a little bit. You really don't want to overdo this, because if you do, you're going to end up with e-liquid coming out the bottom on your first vape every time. Well, hello. Yes. Okay, not too much, but enough to prime it at least. And then we're going to put quite a bit in here. One of the flaws with all of these tanks is that you absolutely must go through this prime process. You will destroy your coils if you burn them while the tank is half empty and the thing is sucking wind. You will absolutely burn these things out so badly. So you absolutely must make sure they're fully saturated, and don't let your tank go all the way empty. You'll be able to vape until the cotton's dry, but I'm telling you, once you know the cotton's dry, fill it up, because that's the reason why your coils will go bad way too soon. First of all, gosh, this thing holds quite a bit of liquid. There's that. Quite a bit. Okay, it's a little bit over 5 mils, in case you guys are wondering. All right, here's a cup of coffee. And the cool drip tip. And let me show you guys how there's a flaw with these drip tips too. The drip tips are like loose. The O-rings on the bottom are loose. So like they always do that. It's much easier to take off the last O-ring. And it's not as good. It doesn't stay in there as well, but those O-rings are way too loose in this thing. So there it is. It's simple. We're going to let this thing soak a little bit, and then we're going to slowly ramp it up on our vape. I'll put it on here. Actually, I better go regulated, since it's a new coil. It's on the DNA 200. We're going to go down to 40 watts and just start her up there. Yeah, there we go. Let's go up to the top. Hi, we're back. All right. So you've seen what the box looks like, and you've seen that it's really a clearomizer. Mostly this is just a clearomizer. It's like you've always heard of. It's like you're used to. The difference is that this thing has a lot more air than a TFE8. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is compare this to the TFE8 in close-up. Let me do that before I forget and before too much time has gone by. I'm sorry about that. I'll take the drip tips off so that you guys can compare them without the drip tips. It's probably a little easier. Move my coffee cup. Here are the two atomizers. The TFE8 is actually quite a bit bigger. I thought that the V tank was going to be much, much bigger, but it's not true. The TFE8 weighs more, and it's larger, and it's also about a half a millimeter in diameter larger, only around the middle. You see this, how the OBS does get larger in the middle, but not by as much as the TFE8. But anyway, the difference in the fill systems is probably the most obvious difference, and it takes a little bit more metal up top to get Smok's system to work here. But I thought you guys would want to see that. Sorry about that. So that right there, and we'll put it back on the DNA. So it's a clearomizer, really. And I think honestly their coils are good. They've been lasting a long time. I go to like a lot of length to break in my coils when I do this kind of stuff. So because I've been burned so many times. And I think overall it's hard to say whether I like the V-Tank coils more or the Smok one. Smok makes good coils for the TFE, but I think I like these V-Tank coils maybe just a little bit more. I can't explain why. You know, they're not necessarily warmer, but the flavor is good on this tank. And right now I'm just breaking it in. I'm not really vaping seriously. It's like a 40 watt thing. I'm just trying to get some of the capillary action just to get moving. I'm going to go up to like 48. You hear that crackling noise? That crackling noise is the sound of air and the coils vaporizing the stuff in the air inside there, and the capillary action wandering around inside there. It's spattering inside the coil, so that's good in this case. Pretty soon we won't be able to hear it. And there we go. Now we're going to go to about 65 watts. It's delicious. I mean, the thing is, I think that basically I don't have a lot of strong cons for this tank. The pros for this tank, I can tell you what they are though. But the pros for this tank are that it's smaller than the TFE8, it's lighter than the TFE8, easier to fill than the TFE8, uses the same coils, and it has more air if you want that. I personally think it's too much air. And there is such a humongous quad cyclops of air here that there's just almost no point. Like this at its full air is just too much for me. And that's only at 60 watts, which that's what this tank is for. This tank is for you if you want big air. You pay a little bit on the flavor frontier there, but overall I don't have very many complaints. I like this tank. My cons are this, that the quad cyclops is real whistly for people like me who turn the airflow down. So that's a little bit of a con. Also, the O-rings are horrible on the drip tips. Fix the O-rings on the drip tips. And if possible, go to a Kennedy size on the hole and on this thing. And give me more of these. I love the big drip tip. I think it's really good. But overall, I like the V-Tank. I think you'll be able to get one for just about 30 bucks. They're only on sale at Fast Tech and pre-order right now. So you'll be seeing these in the market pretty soon. And basically, I think this is for people who want more air than a Smock TFE8 or a Cledo 120 or something like that, but want to use the same coils. And it succeeded. Good job, OBS. Thanks to OBS Tommy for sending this for review. I really appreciate it. I love the OBS family. You guys are the greatest. And I really appreciate everything that you do too. If you like these videos, like and subscribe. I'm Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters, and this has been my review of the OBS V-Tank. Thanks. I have an outro card. Vape AM OBS V-Tank review. Yeah. Hey everybody. How are you? Now it's time for the live part. Hey, we can hang out now. How are you guys? What did you guys think? You guys weren't watching. You were just chatting. What are you guys chatting about? I want to catch up with you and see what you guys are doing. What did you guys think about the V-Tank? This thing is pretty good, actually. I'm not complaining. It goes through too much juice, but way too much juice. But all of these things do. I can't vape nicotine through this, so I just can't. If I vape nicotine through this, I get sick because it's too much. Okay, we're about 60 watts. I'm going to take it up to about 75, 80. That's right. Don't forget to click all the love buttons. Click share. If you don't subscribe, click the subscribe button. Many of you don't subscribe and you don't know it. So if you've forgotten, click that subscribe button. I think a lot of 60% of my views come from people who are not subscribed. So what are y'all up to? Y'all tell me. I've been vaping on this OBS V-Tank for weeks, and most seriously in the last 2 weeks. And I confess I like it. It's very tidy, and like OBS, almost everything they do, it does not leak. You don't like the drip tip? I love it. I think it's great. My favorite thing about the drip tip is when I get my Elitar pipe. Where's my Elitar pipe? I can't believe I can't find it right now. It's in the other room. I should have brought the Elitar, but the Elitar pipe with that drip tip is killer. That's funny. That's funny. Ooh, Dayless, I'm so sorry you ordered the Aromizer. I'm so over those guys. I hate those guys. What am I saying? I don't hate those guys. The people there are really nice. It's got nothing to do with those guys. What I hate is the Aromizer. The Aromizer is such a pain in the ass. But there's certainly a bunch of big fans out there, so I don't judge anybody's vape. I mean, hell, look what I'm vaping on. I'm vaping on a giant, like a corn cob. I think that's hilarious. I'll get the regular one too, just to show you guys. It looks like a TFE8 on the normal with the regular drip tip. Yeah, James, I'm not a fan of the Aromizer. The Aromizer to me is a lot of talk and not a lot of great atomizer. It's the kind of thing that like nerds brag about, but it's not really like a great machine worth using every day. That's what I think. I have never had good results with their things, using them every day for daily carry stuff. They're always too heavy, too weird, too hard to fill, too hard to build. Something didn't fit, something broke. That's me. Maybe they've improved things. The last one I got was, I don't know, November, something like that. So you guys don't forget, watch us on Instagram, and I'm going to try to put up a Discord server as well. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I can't really think of anything. You guys aren't asking very many questions. It's probably part of the reason. I need to turn off my Do Not Disturb. I didn't do that. I've been so focused on doing this review for this thing that I haven't been thinking about anything else. I got my I got a whole bunch of OBS stuff that I got to give away here pretty soon. I've got an engine sub. I've got an engine. I've got another cheetah. You know what I just got in the mail yesterday is I got my my Avocado 22 SE, which I'm super excited about, and I got my my Avocado 22 SE, and I got my new Troll, my Troll RTA. Yeah, Drew, I couldn't disagree with you more about that aromizer. In fact, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I don't like any of those things. I mean, you're talking to the supreme professional of wicking here. It's got nothing to do with not understanding how wicking works. It's a matter of just not liking those tanks. It's got to. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, search through YouTube. You'll see me complain about the aromizer quite a bit. I got my reasons. You guys got your reasons for liking them. That's fine. But I'm done just debating about the aromizer. I haven't tried the Troll yet. I haven't unboxed him yet. I just got him last night. I just got up this morning. I did this review. This is what I've been doing. And next is I'm going to unbox those things. Unfortunately, I despair for the Troll. I despair for the Troll like I despair for the Mage GTA, and I despair for the Digiflavor Fujisun, which I got last week, which I detest. The Digiflavor Fujisun is a terrible machine. It works so badly. And they're all following basically the same design. The Troll is a little bit different. The configuration of the machine in the bottom is different, such that the air pressure is a little bit different in the way they've configured it, and they've created a different blocking thing for the back. Anyway, the Troll one, I think, has the best chance of being good out of these three designs. But there's a lesson to be learned here, and that is that there's no purpose for this design. There's absolutely no reason for the Digiflavor Fujisun, the Mage GTA, or the Troll RTA to have a deck raised up above the bottom of the deck, to have that deck raised up there. There's not one justifiable pro to it, and it introduces problems, and it robs you of natural scientific efficiencies as it relates to like how they wick and stuff, so, and how the capillary action works. So they definitely screwed the pooch, I think. But I'm going to open up these, and I have more work to do testing them. But after a week, that's my conclusion so far. And so I got more testing to do. Hey, Sean Taft, great to see you. Great to see you. Absolutely. But unfortunately, well, my problems with the aromizer are that it's a pain in the ass. I mean, the thing is, if they want me to love their atomizers, what they have to do is make a machine that's not for bragging about and a machine that's good to use. That's what you should do. Like something that's actually like delivers the best flavor and is easy, like an avocado. I mean, it's done. And also, I must say, they have a really, really hard, I mean, everybody has an uphill battle because things like the avocado, you can't get any easier to use. You pop the top off thing, it's pretty much perfected. Although I don't like the 24, frankly. They're getting there. There's a couple of things that I would do. I can make a couple improvements on that. And I think, honestly, I just despair for the Troll. I keep thinking about that thing. I keep on thinking about it. Hey, Sean's got his Sherman RTA and Dot Mod. Those are his two go-tos. Yep, I got to get a Petrie RTA. It's one of the only ones I don't have. And the only reason I haven't ordered it is money. That's the truth, unfortunately. But one of these days, I'm gonna get one of those. The Troll and the GTAs, I have to get those just for the channel because I bought all those myself. I had to get those just for the channel because it's just my thing. My thing is understanding capillary action. And every time someone does something that they think is a new design like that, I have to look at it and see how it works. And that's the reason why I got my original Haze tank and Fody And then that's why I bought the avocado. That's why I bought the limitless when it came out. Some of the most copied stuff in the industry too. It's crazy. Hey G, hello to you. Hello to everybody out there in chat. Ryan, Sean Taft, everybody with the discussion is so great. James Rivera, Tom Pavlou. Hey, there's Tom Pavlou. I didn't see you. Ben Simpkins, Drew P. I love all you guys. Waking Vapes, Ethan Yodel. Who else did I miss? And yes, tell me about the Geek Vape Emmet, actually. You guys remind me. I've looked at the Geek Vape Emmet on the internet yesterday at lunch for 5 minutes, and that's all I saw. And so I need to know more. Roy Germ, Andrew, Daedalus, all you guys. Love all you guys. Sorry, I forgot to shout out to everybody. I feel bad. That's good, James. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I have Aspire. Aspire just added us to the family in the review queue. So I got the Aspire kits coming, and I can't wait. I've got a friend all lined up to quit smoking, and it's going to have the new Zelo mod and the little mount to lung tank. I'm just so super duper excited about that. I cannot wait. Sean Tapp, do you want a Jewel? You're going to get one of those little baby guys? I wonder if I could I wonder if I could function with that. Maybe. It's possible. I mean, I do pretty well with my Noisy Cricket 222 and my Cheetah tank or whatever. This is the OBS Engine Sub Mini, which is a small version. Did you guys shave off your beards? Oh my God. I didn't notice that, James. I did see the NX75. I was thinking about skipping the NX75. I was looking at that little 121. I like the piping they put on those. Are those the ones you're talking about? The ones that have the piping on the side? Or is it different? I'll look at it. I think I'm thinking of a different mod than the NX75. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of a different mod. NX75 mod. Oh yeah, look at that. No, this isn't the one I was thinking of, by the way. This looks great. This looks exactly like my Hot Sig DNA 200, almost. It's made of the same stuff too. That's fun. Fun. And what is it? Is it batteries? Batteries. Single 18650. So you guys, I want this mod single 2700. Okay, you still get your beard. Whew, boy. All right, I got a little worried. It's okay. It's all good. It'd be fine. I've shaved mine all the way down and all the way out, several times. So it always happens. I'm just thinking about this box. I want this exact box, but I want this to be an 18 or 2700. Same circuits and everything. Yeah, Tom Pavlou, you're one of the reasons why I talked to Aspire, because you were telling me earlier last year that they instead of buying other people's chips, they started building them in house, and you said they got way better. So if this one's that good, obviously I want one anyway, even with an 18650. But Tom, don't you want one of these in the 2700? Tom, look at this case. Tom Pavlou, look at the case of the NX75. That's what we want. Yeah, let's see. And it says a cool battery holder in stainless steel. It's nice. That's cool. I'm gonna get one of these. Oh, thank you, Tom. The Archon is the one that I was thinking of. I was gonna get an Archon, but I hadn't taken a serious look at these NX75s, and they're great. But yeah. Oh, is it slightly smaller than the Evic Mini? I love the thing is the Evic Mini is small too. I love it. The Noisy Cricket is not any smaller than an Evic, so well, not much. A little tiny bit. Not too much. But we all like small pocket mods, don't we? Is that something we all have in common? Like, the Noisy Cricket 222 is great. It's going fine. You guys know it. For those of you who watch Instagram Live, it rattles. And if you guys aren't watching Instagram Live, you guys go to instagram.com/JuicyDonesHQ. You can watch from your browser. But several times a day, or several times a week, sorry, we go live. And in fact, when I go to work here in about an hour and 15 minutes, we'll be live on the way to work. And we'll talk then, too, about all kinds of stuff. But I want us to start migrating back to like smaller tanks. Personally, I want the industry to ask themselves where they're going. Like, where are we going after this? I don't need more capacity. With easy filling and easy drippers and the kinds of bottles we have, I don't need larger tanks. I need more portability, and I'm this close to tripling down on OBS, y'all. OBS everything. And the reason is that they are competing on something that nobody else competes on, and that is not leaking. And that's so practical, and I just can't believe it. It's like the most practical possible thing imaginable. And that being the case, I still don't think my engine is slightly as good the flavor as my TFV8, but when it comes to carrying it around, holy God, it's like, it doesn't leak. It's killer. It's fucking amazing. Chris Smith, I absolutely do know of an 18350 regulated mod. It says Alpha Fox. I just dropped it. It's an Alpha Fox mini bolt. They just sent me this to review, and I've got to review this soon. Actually, these are the same people that sent me that beautiful Fox engraved mod. And this comes with a little Serpent mini clone called the AUG tank. This is a great kit. You'll be able to buy these soon. It comes with an 18500 as well, believe it or not. This thing is actually freaking great. The battery life on 18500 is not great, as you know, and the voltage is only 3.7. But if you're asking about a 3.7 volt regulated mod, you already know then. Or I'm sorry, if you're asking about a 18350 mod, then you already know that. Yeah. Yeah, Tom Pavlu. Yeah, Tom Pavlu. I'm definitely going to get one of those. Also, Drew says Vamo makes one. I don't know what these things cost yet, but they're not going to be much. And it's great. It's got temperature control and power bypass. It's got a taste mode where you can set the wattage to go down or up over time if you want to. This is a cool little mod. Big Lou reviewed this too. I think he and I are the only people who've even seen this in the United States. And this comes in several colors. Oh, Council Vapor also makes one, yeah. So there's a few. Yeah, this is pretty fun. I haven't done an official review of this because I'm trying to figure out, I need to put some better builds on that AUG tank. And I'll just confess to you guys, I can't find that AUG tank that came with it. It's here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think I may have put it into a pocket somewhere, taking it off. Roy Germ, it is the Alpha Fox mini bolt. You can find alphafox.official on Instagram. And you know that mod that I have that has the fox engraved on it, the beautiful one that's black that has the aluminum engraving? Same company. It's the same guys. Yeah, Alpha Fox. ALPHAFOX. Yep. And there's a comment from the audience there that no mod will make Daedalus as happy as his Alien 220. That's a good one too. I think that Smock did a pretty good job with the Alien. Even people with the paint coming off, nobody cares because they just like the mod. That's because it probably feels good. I don't own one. That's why I'm saying probably. And I'm sure it's because it feels good and they just work reliably. People like that. Yeah, not Volt, Bolt. BOLT in this case. And I could show you, but it's written in white on yellow. And so white on yellow is kind of testy. But it's really cool. And comes with a similar setup to... it comes with a little clone of a Serpent Mini. Here's a Conqueror Mini that looks similar. So basically you get a little guy with a great single post atomizer that lets you vape at 30 watts all day. It's a really great kit, actually. I think. Especially for maintenance type vapors too. But I need to find that kit. Hey, the Awesome Train. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Good morning to you. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters, and today we reviewed the OBS V tank. The result is it's good, but we're at the limit of where air needs to be in these tanks. We don't need to vape this much, but this thing is good and has coils that you can trade out with a TFV8. So if you're stuck in the store, you can buy either one. This is the 10 coil model, and I'm vaping it at about 80 watts. Oh, that's weird, Vaughn. Oh, and you mentioned Mountain Oak Vapor. You know, Mountain Oak Vapor sent me 3 flavors to review. And Vaughn, I'm curious, have you tried that the honey bourbon one called I forgot the name. It's called the Haze or the something. Tell me if you've tried that one, because I really like it. Actually, kind of fell in love with it. Tom Pavlou, I think part of the industry is, I think they're just sort of reaching out, but we're still seeing this race to the top. Right now, what I'm calling for is, I'm calling for you guys to vote with your dollars and to buy stuff like that, so the industry will go gravitate towards more stuff like that instead of more stuff with big air. We have great RDAs and all that stuff for the cloud comps. 4 batteries is enough on the RX300. I absolutely hate the Maxo Quad. We need to go to better flavor little tanks, more portability, no leaking. Like OBS's whole thing is no leaking. Buy OBS. They have a thing. Yeah, Drew, the Serpent Alto is great. It is good. What's the one with the tilted tank on it? I'm not sure, Ryan. That's funny. That's weird. Yeah, what you use every day. That's, yeah. I mean, everyday vapes are where it's at. And my mainstay everyday stuff is always things with lower air. Like, look where I put the air on this V tank. I mean, it's like almost closed. And I'm vaping at, 75 watts. Yeah, 75 watts. That's as much as I need. You can vape the quad coil and the dual at much higher watts. And the truth is, I just don't like it as much. They work though. I mean, that quad coil you saw in the beginning of the video, I'm sorry, not the quad, but the 8 coil, the octa coil that was on here. I was vaping at 240 watts, 200 watts at the beginning of the show, and 6 volts at the beginning of the show, actually, out of this thing. And it was working just fine. So that definitely does work. I just don't love it that much. It's my thing. Vaughn says they haven't started. He hasn't tried that juice yet, but okay, I'm just interested. I really like that one. Dimitri sent me that, and he said it was one of their. He said it was one of their better sellers. The 3 he sent me were their good sellers. Do they have any dessert flavors, Vaughn? If you don't mind me just interrogating you in my live show, I'm just curious. I like them. Oh my God, this apple is Ichigo from Van Gogh Vapes, and it's so good. You guys don't forget to use the code Juicy Jones at Juicy Jones HQ at Van Gogh Vapes, and you get a 15% discount. They already have Canadian prices, so I think you get a huge discount. Hey, Juicy Reviews. Yeah, I'm very curious about if Mountain Oaks has some dessert flavors, because I can tell from the 3 they sent me that they're not exactly my profile, but I can also tell that they are good and that care went into making them and that they're well made. Like that bourbon one, I shouldn't like it, and I actually do. So when I get sent surprise vape like that where they end up being really tasty, I usually get pretty excited about the manufacturer. Tilts crazy more than I ever want or need. It seems like overkill big time. That's funny. Oh, that's not tilts, that's. Yeah, vaping at that high wattage and stuff in these coils isn't great. But I must say, OBS did a great job of making a tank that's smaller than the TFE8, that fills easier than the TFE8, tastes the same, and has compatible coils. And if you want, you can crank the air up and impress people, I guess. I think that we shouldn't be doing that, frankly. There's no reason to do it. At 240 watts, you have to turn the air all the way open, obviously. But, hey, whatever. This is a good tank, though. It fills so easy, and it's good in the pocket. OBS concentrates on trying not to be messy. Hey, Dirk Dickler. Welcome to the broadcast. You guys don't forget to go to doubleds.uk and order vinyl decals. Just click on the JJHQ tab and you can order Juicy Jones HQ decals. I'll have some in the mail here pretty soon. They take a month to get here from the US or from the UK. Also, don't forget that we're going to be doing Vaping Dawn to Dusk Saturday. That next Wednesday will be more reviews. I'm going to start another show. Friday I'm going to do, maybe I'll start that this week, maybe sometime in the next few weeks. I don't know. But I'm going to start a new show on Fridays called like Follow Up Friday, and I'm going to re-review old stuff and then maybe do juice reviews. And what else? I have a spot on my shoulder. what else? We've got tons of stuff to review. Seriously, I've got juices from Van Gogh Vapes, juices from, do I have more? I think I have more Rogue. I think I have more Rogue to review. And Van Gogh Vapes, 2 different lines from Van Gogh Vapes. I've got tanks from Digiflavor, tanks from Watofo, tanks from another one from Geek Vape Tech, the Avocado SE, which I believe is going to be great. We're going to unbox those live and stuff. Andrew vapes at 36 watts. Yeah, there you go. It's like I think the best thing about the V tank is the 10 coil at low watts, honestly. So anyway, there's tons of stuff coming up. I'm so happy for all y'all. I'm really stoked about Coil Master and OBS and Aspire and Van Gogh Vapes and everybody taking us into their fold and helping us out, and HeavenGifts as well, who sent a bunch of stuff for review. Not this particular thing, but they did send the iJoy Maxo Quad, which we're going to get to next week. And I just appreciate all of you guys so much. So I'm really grateful for all you viewers. We're going to take off here in just a second. I'm just checking our time, but we're getting towards the end here. Well, I must go, sadly. Yep, that's right, I must. And so make sure that you tune into Juicy Jones HQ on Instagram, and we'll be live there this morning here in a little bit on the way to work. And join us on Instagram, Juicy Jones HQ, Twitter at Juicy Jones, Facebook /groups/Juicy Jones, and make sure you like and subscribe. I love all you guys. Thanks so much. Let's vape out, and I'll chat with you guys for a few more minutes right here in the chat after the thing, so don't go away. It'll make us kick them out, or it'll kick us out before we have to go. Thank you.